it just makes me just kind of giggle because you so badly wanted to believe that Doechii's success was only linked to the fact that she's dark skinned, or linked to the fact that people just have to have one dark skinned girl who doesn't really deserve to be here. Because subconsciously, secretly, what that is saying is that you believe the only people who are allowed to be on the same caliber as you or in a very high caliber are light skinned, racially ambiguous women. So the fact that Doechii is not that and had this mainstream success, I'm sure is eating you up in your brain. And one thing about a girl from South Florida, don't underestimate her ancestors, yeah? Because I wouldn't be surprised if after that text message leaked about Doechii, you would just start to see a steady decline, not only in your career, but in your personal life, in your love life, in your friendships. Because one thing about it, colorism is generational curse. So you coming over here and wanting to say, oh, she's a token black girl, she's just here because everybody feels bad for her because she's dark skinned, look at you now. And that little rap that you did, it sounded miserable.
They don't know that I came from the mud. They don't know what it actually does. Grandma died and is leaving me stuck. Where I'm from, I with a slug. We were sharing.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Maya's World. Today I want to make a very quick video addressing Ice Spice. So I don't know if y'all remember the interaction that happened between Ice Spice and Baby Stormy, who was someone that was a good friend to Ice Spice. But some time ago, there was text messages leaked about Ice Spice and disparaging things that she said about Nicki Minaj and dark-skinned women. In the messages between Ice Spice and Baby Stormy, they were discussing Doechii's song called Booty Drop. In the messages, this is what Baby Stormy had to say about the song. She says, I hate the song. Like, actually, I didn't like it when I first heard it either. I think it's annoying, but her team did a lot to push it. In which Ice Spice then responds, which I understand, but let's not act like she's not one of those chosen dark skins because she benefits from pretty privilege and for being skinny. And then she has a T emoji. And then in the other text messages, it says, but then she'll be like, I'm dark skinned, so I always have to work harder than everybody else with this emoji. I've made a video before about how you could tell in the dynamic between Ice Spice and Baby Stormy, she had to be okay with knowing that Ice Spice was actively being colorist and put herself aside. It's always shocking when dark skinned women are hanging out with colorist women who can openly say something like this, which is ultimately denying colorism as a structural oppression. So for Baby Stormy to be dark skinned and to still be friends just shows the level of low racial self-worth that Baby Stormy had to have at the time to be able to interact with somebody who's openly spiting your own lived experience. And it just shows you how much people do not care about colorism, because everyone was so fixated on the comments that Ice Spice said about Nicki Minaj that they completely bypassed the fact that she had called Doechii a token dark-skinned girl. People were like, oh, that part is fine, but look at what she said about Nicki Minaj. So in the same text messages, Ice Spice called Nicki Minaj ungrateful and delusional, which I actually think is kind of wild to call somebody who is supposed to be your mentor that. And after she called Nicki Minaj ungrateful and delusional, Nicki has unfollowed Ice Spice, and Ice Spice went to go and address the text messages about Nicki Minaj and calling her ungrateful. But she did not feel the need to have to address her calling Doechii a chosen dark skin, which is literally colorist. And ultimately, because of that, Nicki Minaj stopped publicly supporting Ice Spice, which I think has led to the plummet of some of her career when it comes to the numbers that she used to have. Personally, I don't believe Ice Spice has talent. I believe that she has put a spell over people because she's a light-skinned girl with a big bum bum. But I think that spell that she put is actually finally breaking because she doesn't have the spell of Nicki Minaj backing her like she did before. You guys were saying, oh, she's a black woman, you can't tear a black woman down, and just really trying to push this narrative that she looks Nigerian, which she also tried to get Cleotrapa to defend her, to say she looks Nigerian, and got mad at Cleotrapa for not saying she looks Nigerian.
And even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. So that was kind of weird to me too, that she was upset at me for not knowing if she was Nigerian. And she said that you could have at least said I was black. Like, girl, I didn't even know you. Am I your PR? Am I supposed to be clearing up every time somebody's asking about you being black or Nigerian? Like, that's not my role, and I don't even know you.
Just for her parents to end up looking like this. We all know that Ice Spice, her talent is not what got her to be where she's at. It's because of desirability. It's because of the fact that she looks racially ambiguous. It's because of the fact that she has bum bum. You can get really far in life, unfortunately, maybe fortunately, if you just have a big bum bum. And she was able to capitalize on that. But what she wasn't able to probably anticipate was the fact that Doechii was going to win a Grammy. I am personally not somebody who cares about Grammys or cares about any kind of success in that realm. I don't watch those shows, but I can tell to Doechii that award was a very big deal. And I can tell to a lot of her counterparts in the entertainment industry, those are very big. That's a very big marker. People really enjoy Doechii's authenticity, and like in a arena right now where mixed race, racially ambiguous girls is the norm, is the standard, and often is creating not great music because they're put in these positions through desirability. It is really refreshing to have somebody like Doechii who is actually talented and actually really hungry for this position. And to me, it just shows how the music industry intentionally withholds people who have talent because of how they fit in desirability. And one of the biggest markers of that is going to be things like colorism, anti-fatness, featureism, all of the other isms. But what makes me giggle was the fact that Doechii and Ice Spice were both at Paris Fashion Week at the same time. And this was Doechii's amazing outfit. And I just know Ice Spice was shivering in her timber boots, in her little Tims, pissed that by a girl who she called a chosen dark skin was looking so nice in her outfit. And she was looking like a wet dog. And to me, it's always been very clear that Ice Spice has an issue with Black women, specifically dark-skinned women, because for her to have issue with Baby Stormy, for her to have issue with Cleopatra, and for her to say that Doechii is a chosen dark skin, everything about that gives I genuinely believe that Black women are jealous of me. And I've made a video about how people use jealousy to just kind of dismiss systemic oppression. I'm sure in her heart of hearts, she never thought that Doechii was going to have the year that she did and make the impact that she has with style and culture, because she was like, I'm light skinned, there's no way that I will fall off from this tower. But it just shows that so much of her appeal was the backing of Nicki Minaj. And to me, that's also very sad because it just shows how light-skinned women could genuinely have helped put on dark-skinned women. Like, if Nicki had poured into a dark-skinned artist the way that she poured into Ice Spice and many other light-skinned artists, mixed race, racially ambiguous artists, because Nicki has co-signed a lot of mixed race, racially ambiguous artists. I haven't seen her pour a lot of resources into a dark-skinned artist. I can't even think of a dark-skinned artist that she's not just shouted out, but I'm saying doing more than shouting out, because Nicki did more than just shout out Ice Spice. So it just makes me just kind of giggle because you so badly wanted to believe that Doechii's success was only linked to the fact that she's pitiful because she's dark skinned, or linked to the fact that people just have to have one dark-skinned girl who doesn't really deserve to be here. Because subconsciously, secretly, what that is saying is that you believe the only people who are allowed to be on the same caliber as you or in a very high caliber are light-skinned, racially ambiguous women. So the fact that Doechii is not that and had this mainstream success, I'm sure is eating you up in your brain. And one thing about a girl from South Florida, don't underestimate her ancestors, yeah? Because I wouldn't be surprised if after that text message leaked about Doechii, you would just start to see a steady decline, not only in your career, but in your personal life, in your love life, in your friendships. Because one thing about it, colorism is generational curse. So you coming over here and wanting to say, oh, she's a token Black girl, she's just here because everybody feels bad for her because she's dark skinned, look at you now. And that little rap that you did, it sounded miserable.
They don't know that I came from the mud. They don't know what it actually does. Grandma died and is leaving me stuck. Where I'm from, slug. We were sharing.
You sound miserable. So I continue to hope that more sprinkles of unsuccess hits her career, and that people actually hold a colorism as a worthy enough reason to divest them from somebody. Because from the very beginning, from the get-go of her career, we kind of all were seeing where this was going. Yet again, another racially ambiguous woman marketed as Black, seeing success just to shit on and be rude to Black women. Anyway, stream Doechii's music. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.